In this video, we're going to demonstrate setting up a young rider on a drop handlebar road, track or cyclocross bike. You might have read about many formulas and scientific methods for setting bike positions, but in our experience, trial and observation give the best results. The most important considerations when setting up a bike are comfort followed by efficiency. If a child is uncomfortable on their bike, they won't enjoy riding it, and they won't enjoy their sport either. Although the principles are the same for setting up other types of bikes, like mountain bikes, there are some differences. So this particular guide really is just for drop handlebar bikes. We're looking here at how to set up a bike for riders typically aged 8 to 12 years old, but this depends on the size of your particular child, of course. Bikes should always be chosen and fitted according to a rider's size, not their age. Older, bigger youth riders can generally be fitted in the same way as adults, and there's a lot of guidance about that already available. Make sure the bike itself is the right size in the first place, because a bike that's too small or too big will often be impossible to set up correctly for its rider. As a simple guide, if the rider can't reach the brakes and use them when riding on the drops, the bike is too big. And don't forget that children grow fast. So once you've found the right position for your rider, you'll need to keep checking and adjusting it as the child grows. It's important to bear in mind that if your child has already been riding a lot, a change to a very different riding position might be too sudden. You might want to adapt their position gradually over several rides instead. When you set up their bike position, the rider should be dressed in their usual cycling kit. Ideally, a short-sleeved jersey and shorts to make it easier to see the angles that their legs and arms make. So this exercise is best done indoors with the bike mounted on a turbo trainer to keep it still, so you can see how the rider is actually moving, not just sitting in a static position. If you haven't got access to a turbo trainer, you can still use most parts of our approach, but you'll need someone to hold the bike steady while your child is sitting on it. At every stage in the bike fitting process, even a very small amount of adjustment can make a big difference. So take as much time as you need, measure as accurately as you can, and adjust everything as carefully as possible. To carry out the whole process, you'll need to have these things ready: your child's bike, your child in their usual cycling shoes, a turbo trainer with a block to rest the bike's front wheel on, a tape measure, a spirit level, a plumb line. You can just make one by tying a weight to a piece of string, a basic set of tools to adjust the bike with, such as Allen keys, spanners and screwdrivers. You might need to replace one or two parts to get the right riding position, so you might not be able to finalise the work until you've got hold of those. Make sure the turbo trainer is set up with both wheels level by propping up the front wheel. You can buy special blocks for this, but a pile of books will do just as well. Adjust the turbo's roller in the usual way so that the rider can pedal smoothly without the wheels slipping, but not so tight that there's too much resistance for them to pedal. Get the rider to warm up so that their muscles and joints are not stiff. A 5-minute ride on the turbo will be enough for this, varying the pace a little.